It was hot, but I thought it was gonna be hotter. Honestly, I went back for more. I went there.
Nah,
A dude I worked
that.
with me and Aaron, Dustin. He was like,
Oh, Dusty
"Here's a
Bun.
little bit there. Take more." I was like, "Okay," and I went like that. I just a big blob. I ate it, and it was hot. Don't get me wrong, this shit was hot, but I thought it was gonna be like because you see hot ones and people are like, "That's where they hit the wall."
Yeah, it is.
They
But
hit that.
with in their defense though, James, in their defense, they're eating multiple wings. Like they ate 6 wings up to that point that had different levels of heat. So
Nah, you gotta get the immune,
and
you
then
get the immune.
you hit that.
Everything goes numb.
I don't think so. I don't think so. And it also depends on how much spice that these people can handle, because some of them can handle all the way up to the bomb. Some of them can only handle 1 or 2 wings. Like some people I've seen, like after 1 wing, they're damn near ready to quit.
I see a lot make it, and they almost they want to. They're crying and everything.
Yeah.
So we got a shout out to Sean's favorite rapper, Machine Gun Kelly, because he's the one who came up with the last dab on his episode. He said the last dab and added the little dab ever since that episode.
I never knew that.
I didn't know that either.
Wow.
Interesting.
It is.
Now I want fucking wings.
Yeah.
Okay, podcast canceled. We gotta go get wings.
Yeah.
All right, but before we go get wings, let's just check this out, people. So tonight on Horror with Sir Sturdy, we are reviewing The Devil's Familiar. I hope you're ready to slice and dice this like we are. And with that being said, welcome to the madness. I was way more excited about this movie before I seen the trailer and before I seen the fucking movie. I tried to give this movie a chance and it failed. Like it was only an hour too, which was good. But I was like, this movie has to pick up somewhere and just start telling some sort of story. And they kept going down we're in the woods. So it's like they kept going down different trails as far as, the way the story's being told. And every trail that they went down, if they continued down that path of any of these little stories they had, would have worked so much fucking better than just telling little bits and pieces of each thing. And then everybody's dead at the end. Kudos to the black guy being the last one to, survive, which is all.
I knew you were going to say something about that.
Which is cool, but you finally got out of the fucking woods and then you just saw like, oh, look, civilization. And then he's just standing there like a fucking dummy talking into the camera. I just want to, this is for you. This one's for you. I'm going to expose it all.
I'll keep running. Keep running.
That's where you're going to run even harder and faster.
Yeah.
That's where you're making noise. Like,
I think I yelled at my TV at that point. I was all like, just fucking go, man. It's there. Like, you're out. Go.
I wanted to, and I love found footage shit. I wanted to love this thing so bad, and it just, again, it had a cool premise. The cinematography wasn't bad, especially for a found footage type of film.
Yeah.
Even when it does the cuts and you have the blue screen in the middle, that didn't bother me. But it was just like the story. You guys could have just told one story. Yep. One fucking story in that hour, and this shit would have been fucking awesome. Yep. But you tried to do too much. And I get it. Another thing I had an issue with was the so when you see the first like body explosion scene, whatever you want to call it, I feel like if they would have kept the camera zoomed out, it would have looked a lot better than when they zoomed in, because it looked like fucking like hot dogs and shit.
Oh yeah. With the fingers and everything, it looked like Jello.
Yeah, if they would have kept it zoomed out, it didn't look great, but it looked way better.
Yeah.
I feel like that kind of hurt it too, because then it takes the fear out of it, because it makes it more silly. It takes the seriousness out of it.
Yeah, there was no seriousness at all. I didn't have no sense of like this is a horror movie.
First found footage movie I've seen so far. Okay, I have a question for you guys. Would you guys count Blood Lake as a found footage film?
Oh, because of the home video?
Yeah, and I mean,
I wish I could. Yeah, they all died.
I kind of wish I could too.
Because I don't know, like we don't know what happens. Like who gets the tape and shows the tape. All you're seeing is like the whole story.
No, that's the thing. The recording. Someone's recording like the skiing part, like one of their friends off the boat. But everything else is supposed to be a regular movie.
Yeah.
It was like no one because they didn't. No one had a camera. Like no one look. You know how they usually look at the camera. Like cut that shit off. Get that out of my face.
Bring it
Okay,
out at
not
certain
right now.
times.
Yeah, no, it don't. That's a regular movie, so it's not found footage. It's just a piece of shit. It should be
you kind of wish it was a found
lost
footage
somewhere.
because you could give it the benefit of the doubt, where it's all like,
Yeah.
oh, it's just someone with a camcorder who don't know what they're doing.
Exactly.
Yeah,
But
I wish it was.
it was fucking. So
it was
But
rough.
like,
you haven't seen this. This is the cover
you
for
gotta
it.
show it.
And you
Watch
can
it,
watch it
people.
on Tubi for free. And when you do, please jump on here and let us know how you feel about this film because
And if you can find something worse, let us know.
yeah. If you can find something worse, you're gonna win. I can show you one of the things actually. You're gonna win one of these, and you're gonna win one of these. So a shirt and a mug. If you can find a movie that is worse than Blood Lake, that we all have to check out and review. So it's you submit that film, we review it, and we'll give you our honest opinions. And if it's worse, boom, you get a shirt and a mug. If it's not, you can try again. And then if anybody does successfully, which I don't know how you're going to do this, but God bless you, successfully finds a worse film than Blood Lake, guess what? Then that's going to be the next challenge. Find, that whatever that next film is that I don't think
more swag.
Yep.
Maybe I'll throw something together just to get it reviewed by a bunch of podcasters.
Yeah.
You know?
I found With the Devil's Familiar though. I kind of I don't know. I kind of overanalyzed it right from the beginning. And even when they're in the when they're in the room when it's like that sergeant or whatever, where a cop is talking about like how they found the footage.
Yep.
Just the editing alone and that was jarring. And because he was all like, I think one of the first things he says, he's like, hello, everybody. And they're all like, hi, but it's only like, ha, and it was cut. So it was like, it was just jarring. And I was like, oh, this is not part of the found footage shit either. This is the actual, And I mean, like, I'm not, I agree with you, Aaron, like how it could have been something.
It could have, and it should have.
Like it really could have, and it should have. And
they did too much, and sometimes that's a good thing where they overdo it, but it works. But this time, simple would have been so much better. You'd have had a great film.
Yeah,
and I feel like what they were trying to do, I could be 100% wrong, but I do believe, I'm sure they were inspired by the Blair Witch Project, which I thought was an amazing film. Then they give that a 10, but that's the point. I feel like they're trying to outdo that film instead of just doing their own film. Their own film, that is. I felt like they were trying to outdo that with all the extra shit they were doing.
Yeah, but in a situation like this, though, it's definitely one of those things where less is more, and they should have just kind of stuck with that. And I'm not shit talking to discourage them from doing anything else if they're watching this, obviously keep at it, keep going, but
hopefully you progress from there, though. If you keep doing shit like that, it's time to hang it up.
Blood Lake 2.
No, keep that shit to yourself.
Imagine that. Now, okay. You know what? Just because we're always talking about this film, Blood Lake 2 comes out. They need their casting. They want us to be in the film because we talk about it so much.
Oh, just me being in it is gonna make it better than the first one.
Yeah. Would you be in it?
I'll do one trick. I'll throw something and catch it, and there's more action than the fucking real blood one.
Throw it, catch it.
Just throw up a ball and catch it. Like, look at that. There's more action right here.
Oh shit! He caught
doing like slow mo.
Yeah,
that's how they know you. That's how they know you're a badass because they're throwing and catching it in slow mo.
While he's eating something spicy and smiling.
Yeah.
For one, it pisses me off about this other thing about this movie that bothers me. So it was boring. It was boring to me. I mean, really boring. And like you said,
It was
Sean,
really-
there's no. You either get it right or you don't.
Yeah.
There's like no. Yeah, they're the nope. You fucked up.
Yeah.
I
there
didn't
were-
like the name of the title.
Mm,
They are calling the thing the Beast through the whole fucking thing. No one
Yeah.
said Devil's Familiar
No.
at all.
And I get what they meant by it, but it's
yeah, I do too. Yeah, it's like
but it-
a cult summoning
Yeah.
the Devil's Familiar. Basically,
Yeah.
it's like I get that part, but it's like they're just going around like you can make a drinking game. How many times he says the Beast?
yeah.
Yeah. Fuck
And you
yeah.
get hammered.
Yes, holy
Just
shit.
for 10 minutes.
How many times, man? I'm like, we get it. Like, I've seen movies like this before where there's a monster in the woods. They don't sit there 24/7 like, oh, the beast, the beast, the beast.
Right.
I'm like, what the heck? Calm
With
down,
something.
buddy.
Another
So,
thing that really got to me too was when he stumbled across the cult, and he's still kind of talking to himself.
Yeah.
But he's still got the flashlight on his camera, and I'm all like, dude, turn your fucking flashlight off. And then when they're all like, get him, and he's like, and it's like, dude, your flashlight's on, and you're in the woods. They can see exactly where you are. What the fuck is the matter with you?
Oh,
The
that's
chick
what
was
they're
off-
said.
that
They're
was
saying. That's what they said. Oh, when he said summon the when he yelled it out.
Awesome. Thank you.
Mm,
All right.
yeah, it was.
I must have fell asleep at that part because the movie was boring as shit. An hour long, man. I sat there. I said, "Thank
The
God."
longest hour.
Yes, if this was more than an hour, man.
So
I
guys,
was like,
really
wow.
quick, let's go around and give our early ratings, and anybody that wants to join for this film right here, and then I want to hear Sean's take on Blood Lake right after.
Oh god.
So I'll go first. I'm gonna
Okay.
give this movie a -6.
-6 for
That's
Devil
negative
Familiar.
6 2 weeks in a row.
I can't help it, man. We watched some bad shit. No, didn't we watch The Void last time?
Oh yeah, we
Yeah.
did. Oh,
That
maybe it
was
Popcorn
fucking
and
great.
Punch.
And then
Oh.
I think before The Void, we watched something bad. And I have a feeling when we spin the wheel, we're gonna watch something bad. But fuck it.
Hey, it is what it is.
Before the 2-week break, we're gonna leave with something terrible
Yeah.
with both shows. Oh, that's fucking awesome. That's fucking awesome. But yeah. So yeah, -6 for me. How about you, gentlemen?
I'm
I'm
going to
gonna
give it
go-
Don't be shy.
I have to give it a 1. The only reason I said I think I'd rather watch The Mummy Rise of the Mummy.
That was terrible too.
That was bad, but I think I can watch it.
It was
Now, unless you want to separate it, like don't count found footage with those movies.
no fuck
Mm.
that. Count it because that was another terrible film.
But this was, I mean, it was only an hour long. I get it. It's supposed to be like a college. For one, how are they gonna fucking solve a fucking police crime when they're in fucking college? What kind of school is this? Like, hey, we're gonna go do our own shit. But anyways, fucking wild, stupid shit.
Mm.
And they're like, at first, they're giving out their student 099. I'm like, what is this? A fucking prison school? What's going on?
Right.
They're like, what's up
Yeah.
with
What the fuck is this?
the fucking ID numbers? I was like, that shit was weird. So dumb. But I think this was taking place in United Kingdom.
Yeah, something like that.
At first, I thought it was Australian. The only reason I said that because the accent a little bit kind of when he said mate and everything, mate, like it threw me off. Like the Australians are like they say that all the time. But then when they showed a glimpse of the shadow of the beast, I thought it was a giant fucking kangaroo. Yo, that thing was so fucking like stupid
Holy
looking.
shit.
You know what it looked like? It looked like the shape of the head. Like if it was, you ever watch Rocco's Modern Life?
Mm-hmm.
If
Yeah.
it was Rocco standing there and you just see the shadow.
Oh shit. That's funny. That's
Yeah.
because I can picture it now.
It is.
Yeah,
can
that's
fucking
what it
picture
looked
it now.
like. I was like, the fuck is this
I
thing?
was thinking something different. I was thinking it looked like a black bear, kind of.
Oh,
Because you had like the black this, and I thought you had like a little bit
Yeah.
of tan right here and then the nose. But
agreed. Yes, the body parts
Yeah.
and everything looked
Yeah.
like Jello, and just like rubber fingers someone bought at like the dollar store.
Yeah, exactly.
It was bad. It was so stupid.
It was either that or they had Grandma and Peepaw make them shits.
It looked like that cranberry. It looked like that cranberry sauce with the cranberries in it. It's like a solid gel with the cranberries in it. That's what it looked like.
James.
So stupid.
Oh, not that one.
I'm gonna have to. Fuck.
Opacity.
I'll give it like a
1, right? Yeah.
I'll probably give it a 2. Just because I can kind of see that there. Well, what is this based on? I like 10.
Yeah.
Aaron goes Blood Lake -10 usually. Blood Lake to 10 positive.
Blood Lake to 10.
Yeah.
Well, that's a tough one. If I was gonna go with just from like a 1 to 10 though, I'd give it a 2. Because I can kind of see what they were trying to do, but like you were saying earlier too, how they try a little too hard, and if they had just, you know what I mean, if they had just kind of stuck with what they were trying to do to begin with, but it almost seemed like they were just trying to add more shit, and less is more. And if they had to just stick with the whole less is more concept, which is obviously better if you've got like a lower budget film, and you know what I mean, you kind of want to keep it as simple as possible so it doesn't look like you're trying too hard with less of a budget.
And then just to top that off really quick, sorry to cut you off.
Oh no, go for it.
Like you were saying, less is more. That would have made this. That could have possibly made this movie one of those movies where it's just like, yo, have you seen The Devil's Familiar? And like, nah, yo, you should fucking check this shit out. This shit is pretty solid.
It's actually it's not too bad. And if the scenes when they're in, like, that's not the found footage scenes, but like when they're in that room, like talking about the tape, a couple of different camera angles, like using their thirds and lighting, even would have helped that a lot more, and the editing as well, because a lot of the editing was kind of jarring. But I can see. It's one of those things I can see where they were going with it, but it was 2 for me. Yeah.
Okay. Drop the ball.
Yeah.
All right. With that being said, John, what was your take on Blood Lake?
Oh, fucking hell. Blood Lake.
I enjoy this.
Has given me the one thing that I could take away from Blood Lake is that I am confident that I can throw any film together and have it on Tubi. If that's
positive.
Because holy shit.
That's the nicest thing that somebody's ever said about Blood Lake on this podcast.
Yeah, it's true.
It's holy fuck, man. Like, just I'm glad, and like I'm always happy and supportive of people that are actually just going out and making films. Yeah. Anyway. Holy fuck, though. I found Blood Lake definitely like that's a movie that you show people if they're like a beginner filmmaker and you're all like, this is something you just don't want to do. Like this movie from start to finish. Absolutely everything that this movie is from start to finish is what you need to avoid when you're making a film.
It's like a sexual harassment film. Don't do this.
It's fucking
No, it was bad. I want your opinion on the one part I just love about the movie. How'd you like the water skiing montage?
God.
How long did that feel like? It took
forever.
Like it was like a solid 20 minutes.
It was like damn near half the fucking movie.
Yeah,
it was. Why?
At least
I always ask that. Why? Why did you do that? You could have get some scenes and cut the rest of the shit out.
Could have cut a lot of that shit out.
They were like, nope, let's put it all.
And then they were playing. What were they playing? Some fucking drinking game right after for another like 10, 15 minutes at least.
Oh, around the table,
Yeah.
yeah, they talked for
Yeah.
like fucking 15 minutes.
Quarters
of
or something. I
nonsense.
forgot what.
Yeah.
But then
What
it
else
was yeah, just I mean, yeah.
Worst thing you've
I
ever
know it's hard. It's bad.
It's hard to put into words. Like
I've
just
heard that before.
look
I'm
right
just
from the
speechless.
get-go, it's like, well, white balance. There was no white balance whatsoever. And which is fine because people, they make that mistake and it's fine. You can get away with it a lot of the time, but holy fuck.
I never someone speechless. See, it made me angry.
Yeah.
Man, I know it's crazy because like I said on Thursday, I was convinced that I knew of at least one movie that I was like, there's no way it's worse than Birdemic.
I have the receipts. I told him.
And I was like,
he didn't want to believe it. Just wait. I said, listen, trust me, go in with open mind, but wait until you watch Blood Lake before you even think you have a film ready for Blood Lake.
And I did, and there was a couple that I was thinking of, and I was all like, challenge accepted, man. I'm getting a free shirt. This is awesome.
Yeah.
And then I watched Blood Lake, and holy fuck, man. No.
You sound upset.
I'm disappointed.
I'm disappointed because I thought, like, well, there goes that shirt.
Yeah.
Definitely not winning that shirt because that's a harder challenge than
like I said, the only positive thing I can take out of Blood Lake is I would never say I won't say don't watch this.
Me either.
Because I get that credit because I watched it. That's not the only reason.
Twice.
You never know. Just watch everything. Don't judge. Just pass up. Give it a shot. That's what I did with this.
Yeah, I agree. I'll say this though. I will be honest with you though, James, and I will be honest with the people. If this was like a regular watch, not like a podcast watch for me, I probably would have turned it off.
I would have. I definitely would have if I wasn't coming.
I never thought of that.
But because it was a podcast, I was like, I gotta fucking finish it. Like I watched some terrible shit. Terrible shit.
How's it going, Phil?
Phil, what's up, man? How's it going?
I am, and it's like, it's weird. I kind of feel bad because I'm, I know that people, they want to make a movie and they're putting their all into it, and
I'm gonna put your.
I feel like a dick for going. Wow, it's just
fuck that.
It's
you
literally.
But
it's literally if there was a new filmmaker, I would show them that to say don't do any of this
at all.
Nope.
And
or use it as like if I was instructing somebody, I'd show them that movie and say, here's a fucking exercise book. Write down all the mistakes and flaws you can find in this, like from a technical last point, and
and you can't put everything. You have to actually be technical with it.
Yeah, and that exercise book could pretty much get filled. Holy shit!
Yeah,
that's fucking crazy.
It's unfortunate, but it is what it is.
I'm very serious though, people. If you haven't seen Blood Lake, go out there and watch it and let us know what you feel about it because it's one of those movies that it's beginning to become a laughing stock, but it's also beginning to come like, I don't want to call it a cult classic thing, but like a bad cult classic, like terrible, you don't ever want to see again, but you feel like everybody should see it because you've seen it type of film. A category like that. And if that's not a thing, let's make it a thing. And then let's start throwing those movies in that category, making everybody watch every single movie. Because at the end of the day, people did, no matter how we feel about these movies, and I will shit on them if I don't like them at all, if I hate them, I'm going to be honest. But I can give people credit for creating the films, even if I'm joking around talking shit about you. That's just jokes.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You got to start somewhere. I mean,
yeah.
And that's fine, and keep out and keep going. But fuck, if your next one, your next one better, and your next one has to be better.
Your next one has to be better. Okay, I gave Blood Lake. I said negative. What did I say? Negative infinity.
Yeah.
How bad it was to me, but really a -10, whatever you want to call it. I gave this film here a -6, and I feel like this film was still. I know it's only a -6 compared to a -10, or you can say infinity, but this was still way better than Blood Lake. This made way more fucking sense than Blood Lake.
Yeah,
which is
crazy. But it was bad. This is bad. Like I didn't like I said, I was bored. It was only an hour long, and I was bored.
But it felt longer than an hour.
It did. It felt like 2 hours damn near. But shit like this, though, again, it's those films where it's like other horror fans that are like, I don't mean, like the ones that really want to go deep. We're all horror fans, but the ones that go really deep, like how we do if you have a podcast and shit, especially. I feel like you guys should check this out. Other podcasts, I really feel like you should review both of these films, The Devil's Familiar and Blood Lake. Because why not? I mean, at the end of the day, they're fun to review. I'll say that. I'm not going to say they're fun films because I'd be lying, but they're fun to review.
Just to get the people's thoughts on it.
And you know what it is, too? These horrible, terrible films, I do want them to get views, and hopefully these people that created these projects get paid, seriously. But I want these films to be like those films you bring up in conversation. Like those horror films. Be like, hey, have you ever seen Blood Lake? Oh, yeah, man, that shit was fucking terrible. Have you ever seen, you know what I mean? Because I think that's just as important as, have you ever seen such and such? Oh, that movie was fucking amazing. You know what I mean? Like, have you seen Midsommar? That movie was fucking great. It was beautiful. It was amazing. And then it's like, have you ever seen Blood Lake? You're like, oh, fuck. Yeah, twice. Why twice? Podcast shit, man. It was your own show. Listen, man, I do what I got to do. I did it because I want others to watch it and review it. So I did it for the people. Will I do it again? I hope not. But we'll see. The only way I'll do it again is if we have like 6 or 7 people on here with us that have never seen it.
Yeah.
We'll do it again. But it has to be like 6 or 7 new people, and you know what I mean, or some shit like that.
Oh.
But that's it. I don't even think I need to watch it again.
I might have to be absent that day.
No, you'll be here.
I'm like, I can't watch it again. It made me sick just thinking about it.
You're all like, I want to get 6 or 7 people.
James, before I forget, you should have your sister watch this movie, The Devil's Familiar.
I'll have her watch it.
Because you said you have her watch some bad shit all the time.
Yeah.
You had her watch Blood Lake too, right?
Oh, yeah, she watched it. I gave you the review what she thought about that.
She hated it.
She couldn't stay. She was like, what the fuck did I watch?
That's fucking awesome.
So.
It's fucking awesome, man. I'm telling you, Blood Lake is going to bring some couples closer. Watch. Just watch. How? How, you ask? Because they're both going to be agreeing on finally.
Through misery.
Yeah.
Through misery. Because you're all going to be like, hey, I'm going to bring 6 or 7 people on the show, and we're all going to review it together just to drain the fucking energy out of them. It makes them miserable. If I'm miserable, you're miserable.
This is another film right here, too, to where, like, if your kids are acting up a lot, so you know what? Fuck taking your video games away. You're watching Blood Lake for the whole weekend. No, fuck
That's it on repeat.
Just
like you make me watch all those stupid.
You don't want to do your schoolwork? Go watch Blood Lake, and it's going to be on repeat the whole.
I couldn't do it because I'll be able to hear it in the background, and I'm probably hit one of my kids on accident or something.
Headphones.
Of anger.
There's headphones. Boom. Headphones.
I'll end up torturing myself with that shit. Oh man. But anyway, The Devil's Familiar. And honestly, the main guy was kind of annoying me too. The one that keeps saying the beast 10,000 times.
Yeah.
He was kind of annoying.
It was a bit excessive.
But you said earlier, Aaron, one part did make me laugh because I knew you were going to bring it up. Because when they were in the woods, he said, black people don't do this.
Nope.
So I was like, oh, Aaron's going to say something about that.
You're damn right. I'm glad you brought it up, man. I'm glad you brought it up. So my thoughts on that part were, motherfucker, you're right. You went up the hill, turn your black ass around, and go the fuck home. Stop hanging out with these crazy ass white people. When they come up with these ideas, this is when it's time to go home. When they're like, yo, let's go out to eat. Let's go, because they're usually going to pay. Hey, let's go get some drinks. Let's go, because they're cool and they're going to pay. And be the designated driver. So it's like that's a win-win. But we're like, hey, dude, let's go in the woods and fucking. Nah, I'm good.
Find the beast.
Yeah.
Let's
No,
go
I'm
search
good.
for the beast.
I'm gonna chill at home, you know, or go catch a movie with the girl or whatever. But yeah, I'm chilling. You guys go ahead, man.
See, I'll be like the one guy, the brother who planted the evidence, the planted that shit. Now he goes this way. You hear it? Come
Just
on.
fucking
No,
with
I'm
people.
going.
Yeah.
I'm going with it. Because he
Oh,
hears it.
fuck. Nope. I would have left. I would have left.
Like, I want to see what it is. I want to know what it is.
I don't need to know. I'm
No,
not easy.
so seriousness, if it realistic like that, like in woods, with you hear something that don't sound familiar and shit, no, I won't go investigate. I'm more like that with like paranormal. I'll do that with paranormal. I won't do that with a living creature where I go say, "What's that?" and Bigfoot fucking uppercuts me.
And rape
You know what I'm saying? And rapes me. Yeah, nah, not with the woods. Not with real animals and shit. I don't want to fuck with that stuff.
I'm the type that do things. I try and do like a reverse psychology thing. So if I was like, if I stumbled upon the cult and they see me because I got, you know, my flashlight on my camera, and they're like, "Hey, what's that light coming from over there spying on us?" I just walk right up to them. I'll be like, "Hey, is this where the cult is? I was going to join. What's happening?"
Yeah. No, yeah.
And you're like, "Oh yeah, man, grab a robe. We're about to, you know, do a sacrifice." I'm like, "Sweet, where are the robes at?" "Over there by the cars." "Awesome. I'll just go over by where you're parked. I'd hop on one of their cars and get the fuck out."
You gotta get initiation. Bend over.
Whoa. You see, you guys can get away with that.
I've been grossly misinformed about this cult.
My black ass to go over there and be like, "Listen, so I'm with you guys, right?" "No, you're not, idiot. You already know where they're going with that." So I couldn't do that. I'd have to I just wouldn't go in the woods. That's another reason why. Crazy racist rednecks in the woods or crazy racist wood people. They rape people and they don't like coloreds. So I don't want to be
like, I wouldn't have to do any of that because I wouldn't be in the fucking woods to begin with.
No. If it's shit like around the house in the city, you know, I'll do what I can and then I'm gonna end up running. But in the woods, I'm not even gonna. No, fuck that.
That's another thing that bothered me. So there's a whole bunch of Satanists in the forest doing a seance, about to do a human sacrifice, and it controls the beast, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it don't take nowhere else in town. It was an accidental. Someone thought it was an animal that killed a couple people in the woods, and what happened before that? No one was missing. Nothing was going on. What the fuck are they doing? Just
nothing. I mean,
they summon a beast for no reason. Hey.
There was no backstory on them, and that's
what I'm saying. It was corny. Nothing made sense.
Even if they threw in something where it's all like, "Oh, you're not really hearing too much about it because it has to be during a certain moon phase or an eclipse or some shit." You know what I mean?
Yeah, something. It was so.
Or R. Kelly pissing out of a tree, you know, and the beast comes out.
The fucking giant, fucking Rocco Mountain running around.
I had to add him. I was scared we weren't going to be able to.
He'd be singing about the beast.
He would be.
I'm in the bushes.
Then the part when the beast guy is friend, and he went over and he started stomping on the beast's head. But then he picks up the camera and takes the camera and runs. Who takes a fucking camera and runs? You're going to run. You're going to say, "Fuck that camera." And your friend got caught. You're going to say, "My bad. I got to go.
I'm going to go get help.
I'll get help. I'm out of here." But he ran and kicks the beast a couple times. Don't even grab his friend. He grabs the camera.
What's up, John? His black instincts didn't kick in at all. I was very disappointed.
It was disappointing.
From the beginning to end. But at the end is when he starts running, but I'm like, "Yo, man, it's way too fucking late, man."
Yeah, it's too late, man.
Black ass should have been gone.
Should have went with him.
Shouldn't even been in there. As soon as they said, "Hey, let's go to the woods." "Hey, Tyrone, let's go to the woods." Nah.
Well, actually, it was his idea. He's the one who brought up the fucking assignment for himself, for his class. And his one friend was the camera guy. It was just them two.
And they met up with the other dudes, the other guys. That's
they got them to talk to them to go with them. It was the zoo handler guy and the brother of someone who got killed in the woods.
Yeah. Yep. It's just again, it had
And that was bad acting too. I didn't like the acting of the zookeeper.
It was terrible. The fight, especially the fight scene.
Oh yeah.
That was the worst fight scene I've ever seen in my life.
Now, is this a horror comedy? Did they try to be funny? Because if
I
they
don't
did,
think so.
that sucks too.
I don't
They
think
need to learn comedy.
I
Because,
hope this is a horror comedy, but I feel like they're trying to be serious.
Yeah.
And
you know what? Another thing sad. The technology. This came out 2020. I seen better
really?
found footage.
I never checked.
Yeah,
I never even checked what year it came out.
2020. I seen found footage films. Way better production and everything.
But James, in their defense, let's just say they shot this 2020, right? In the 2020-ish pandemic, lockdown. So maybe they had to shoot it in like this location just to be kind of off the grid, maybe for one, and then maybe it was just like it's kind of what's the word? Not segregated. What's the other word? Come on, guys, help. Social distancing.
Yeah.
That's the word I'm looking for. Social distancing, not segregation, people. No.
Oh shit.
But maybe it was something like that. Maybe like we can give them the benefit of the doubt. The movie still sucked. It's still a -6 for me. But
yeah, it's trash.
You know what? I'll give them a -5. I'll be fair. I'll give them a -5. So I'll be a little positive.
I was thinking the same thing. If anything, to be a little bit nice because they tried. I will bump it up to 2.
Because there was, because at the very least, there was as shitty and as crazy and as mixed up and as zero sense as it made. There was a story there. Blood Lake, there was nothing. There was nothing at all.
All right, I'm going to give them a 2 because originally the first time I suffered through Blood Lake, I gave it a 1 because my thing was I never gave anybody a 0 because I said at least they tried. So I gave Blood Lake a 1, but then we reviewed it again. I had to drop it to a 0 because it's the only movie that makes me angry while watching it. And I was like, I couldn't let it go. I was like, I'm really pissed off. I'm like, yo, fuck this movie. So I gave it a 0. So I'm going to go by because originally I had the process in my head, the thought of giving Blood Lake a 1. This movie is better than Blood Lake. So I'll give it a 2.
That's like, I didn't realize that it was made in 2020. And I just...
Yeah, I looked up here. It's 2020.
One thing that I think they could have done a bit different was the indoor scene where they're talking about the found footage that they found. They probably should have filmed that whole scene with a different camera instead of the same one that they filmed the found footage with, that lower quality. Because I mean, I'm pretty sure if that was 2020, you could probably get better camera quality with a cell phone.
I know.
Hell yeah! You get yourself a fucking good Samsung or a good Android or Apple phone. It's not one. It's one or the other. It's not.
You would have had better. It would have been visually better, even if it's just for that scene. Because you go back to the found footage scene. I mean, an old camcorder, it works, right?
Yeah.
But they kind of filmed the indoor regular part of the movie scenes with the same camera. It seemed like a lower quality.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That's
like it was taking place a long time ago type quality.
Yeah.
They're inside the building.
That's why I was that was filmed last year. What?
Yeah, totally. I looked it up. That's 2020. The writer and director is the same person, Kieran Edwards. And I click on the name, and the only other thing it has is 2018 Leroy the Antichrist director's cut.
She should feel fucking bad.
That's the only
for doing this bullshit.
That's the only 2 things.
Somebody needs a shit in her cereal box. This is a fucking.
Oh, wait a minute. Were they in it too? Oh.
I'm going to pull the wheel up now, gentlemen.
Already?
Yes, sir.
Oh, the director and writer was in the movie. It was Jake, the character Jake. So that's one of those movies. It's like you act in it. You
direct,
it,
do everything.
yeah, do everything. Why not? So that's pretty cool. Good for them.
Well, good for them for that, sticking with the friends. But again, I say that with the same cast, that story could have worked better if it was one fucking single story. Would have worked so much better. My opinion. And then you end it before the whole seance in the woods, just because you didn't explain anything about those people in the woods. Yeah. So it wasn't really that important. You could have just seen the beast and been fine with that. And it looks like we're going with the OG wheel.
Oh, here we go. All right. Phantasm.
Let's hope so.
Or House.
That'd be one of those would be a nice way to end it. I haven't seen either one, but I've heard only good things about both wheels. Or both films, sorry. So yeah, Thursday, as you guys may or may not know, will be the last episode of Horror with 30 for 2 weeks because I am taking a nice little vacation. So yes, you make sure you tune in. And Saturday for Popcorn and Pints, same thing. 2 weeks. Taking a little break. We're all taking a break from each other before the group breaks up because we don't want that. James is a diva, so he needs his space.
That's why NSYNC broke up. They never took a break.
See? We don't want to be like NSYNC. We don't want to be like Boys to Men. Oh. The Occupant or Black Sheep? The Occupant. The Occupant.
I don't think I've seen this.
I know I haven't seen this. This was added very, very recently. I don't remember when, but shout out to whoever told us to watch The Occupant. I do not remember. I'm sorry, but if you are watching, shout out to you. And give yourself a round of applause. Throw your name in the comments or whatever and let us know it was you. But yeah, thanks. I think. Nothing terrible.
It depends on how it is.
Might change our mind.
Well, I'm just saying, because if it's terrible, we're going to talk shit about you and the film. Of course, it'll be all out of love and fun and jokes, but yeah. Like, you guys can talk shit about me and James for fucking making you guys watch Blood Lake for those of you who've watched it, because...
I'm not too happy about that.
It's like you guys fucking took 3 hours of my life.
Yeah, it's like, hey man, it's I was like, oh, watch it, guaranteed I'll find one worse. And then I sat through it, and I was a different person. What?
Love it. I like he said you were a different person. Like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
Like, I was a good person. I was such a good person. I watched this shit and I went crazy.
Put you in depression.
Yeah, but you know what can take you out of that and make your body relax? I do. HEMPARITA. This nice little delicious bottle right here. The flavor? Lime. It's like a sweet lime. You go to ihemparita.com, you use promo code SIRS30, and you save yourself 10%. You can't beat that. You spend over $50, you get free shipping, and then you save yourself 10% by using promo code SIRS30. And you can get the shooters, or you can get the delicious gummies. Now, this shooter right here, believe it or not, is not one, but two. Yes, 2 servings. And those gummies are 1 serving per gummy. Is it worth it? Fuck yes. Should you get it? Fuck yes. 21 years and older. Use responsibly. ihemparita.com, or you can just hit the link in the description. Boop, go right there. Beep, 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 beep. Pick out your stuff. Beep. Type in the promo code SIRS30. Bink. Cash out. Get that shit. No, ihemparita.com, people. See that? I love just throwing that in there randomly. And I'm going to drink my HEMPARITA because this stuff is so delicious. But yeah, man, this movie. And I went into this film wanting to like it. Even more so because the only thing that you guys told me, which again, this is what we do in these chats, the only thing that you both told me was, I don't like this fucking movie. This movie's boring. That's basically all you both said, or what the fuck. Yeah. Sean, he damn near lost his mind because he watched this and Blood Lake in one sitting.
Back to back. It was fucking horrible. I'm still feeling the effects from it. In case you haven't noticed, I'm here like, oh, it's like I got
again. For those of you who have children or nieces and nephews, all that good stuff, when they act up, and if they're of age, let's say like 10 and older, because of the language, maybe 9, 8, but they got to watch these movies back to back. I bet you they'll shape up.
They're like, don't do it. We don't want to watch it again.
Yeah, I had Well, I mean, even when we reviewed the trailer for The Devil's Familiar, I even gave it the benefit of the doubt and rated the trailer at a 5 because you're not really sure. You know what I mean? They didn't really give it enough away, and it kind of made you like the trailer kind of gave you that whole. If you want to know what the movie's about, watch the fucking movie. You know, you're not going to get anything from me from the trailer.
Yeah,
and it's like, yeah, that's pretty clever in its own way. So, but yeah, no.
like it's hard to think of something positive about this movie because I didn't like the acting.
No, me neither.
I didn't like anything about it.
No.
But really quick, people, horror word of the night from last Thursday, because all the giveaways and shit are Thursdays, which I will handle all those giveaways when I get back from my vacation. That's when I'll start, sending people their stuff. But anyway, don't forget horror word of the night, tentacles. You guys have until Thursday to get these in before showtime. Thursday to get these in. Enough people get it in. Throw them on a wheel. Boom, boom, boom. Spin it. Whoever it goes to gets a random. I wish I had one like right next to me. I have one right next to me, actually. One of these it'll be like a random it'll be 2 DVDs or 2 Blu-rays or like a mixture of each, but 2 cases of films. And it's going to be random. Like I said, I literally have like 40 some odd things in a fucking big ass bin. And I just put all the movies in there. That way it's 100% random from me to you guys. Hopefully you get something that you can talk about, like, oh shit. I mean, hopefully maybe one of those films can be one of those films that, like I said, I want to do one of these days is send a film out, like say to James. James watches the film. James sends it to Sean. Sean watches the film. Sean sends it to Kyle. Kyle watches it. Kyle sends it to Chris. Chris sends it to so on and so forth. And just so many different people watching, but actually watching it and just briefly discussing it next time they're a guest on here or whatever. I think that'd be kind of fun.
Yeah.
And then just maybe even put like a little sticker, like it could be the sticker of your state, your podcast, whatever, putting like a little sticker on the inside, just like boom, just to say where it got and just kind of cover the inside on the front panel and the back panel. You know what I mean? That would be so dope. And it wouldn't be that big of it wouldn't be that big of an expense, would it? Shipping would be the most expensive thing.
Shipping would be the most expensive. That's about it. But it wouldn't even cost that much because it'd only be like a Blu-ray or a DVD or something, right?
Yeah, it's just not that heavy. They go by weight, I think.
Yeah, they do. So.
I really want to start doing that. I really.
That would be cool.
Yeah, I'd be down with that, man. That'd be fun.
And I can even make it more fun to where I can start it off. One of these weeks, I'll start it off. One of these days, whenever I think of it, maybe just grab some cheap horror movies and just throw 1 or 2 in a bin or in a thing randomly and send them to one of you guys, and then just start it like that. And then you guys send it to the next person, and the next person kind of go on, so on and so forth. See where it gets to.
Yeah.
We'll figure something out, though. I think that would be really fucking fun.
It would be.
But so don't forget.
You had mentioned the acting, and how you're saying how you hated the acting in this, and I think a lot of the time with like lower budget films, the reason why the acting isn't as good is because the budget is lower. A lot of the times you're relying on like friends or family actors who have no experience.
If you shooting a film and you're relying on me and James and the rest of the guys that are usually here to be like, yo, you guys need to be my cast because I can't afford anybody else. Well, what are you going to give us? Fucking pizza and beer.
Yeah.
And wings, and I'm sold. Boom, done. Deal done.
Right. Which happened.
Yeah, so the thing I was going with the acting is because I didn't know what this movie was. I didn't look it up. Like the only thing was, I think last week someone said, "Oh, it's a found footage film." So I went into it like more hyped. I was like, "Oh shit, okay, cool." But the acting here, see, because it was 2020. Like when I said, "Oh, this movie came 2020," because when I looked it up, Tubi is a 2020, and I was like, "Oh, cool, okay." But the acting was like, because I didn't know it was going to be a low budget. That's what I'm getting at. So in my head, when I was judging the acting, I thought the budget was higher. I'm like, okay, this is a real deal movie. Only an hour. That's kind of weird. It's only an hour long. That probably could have red flag right there. I should have noticed. But other than that, in the main acting I'm talking about, I didn't like the fucking zookeeper guy.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't know. That's why I said, were they trying to be funny in this? Like, had that
No,
one
I think
silly
they were
dude.
trying to be serious. I think they were trying to be serious.
His character was off, so it made it look like, I don't know. I was like, damn, this is bad acting, or this character they created is really bad.
Everything. Like, it's
I
bad.
don't know. It was just kind of annoying me.
Bad. Just bad at fucking being bad. It was just,
Yeah.
it sucked. You know what? It sucked.
No, the movie, it is bad. 2020 is shock. I'm like, damn, man, 2020, come on, put a little more oomph into that. But like I said, I didn't know it was a low budget, like, film like that.
Well, that's it. It was probably like a student film or something too, right?
Yeah, it's because it throws you off too, because it's on Tubi. You're like,
but
you didn't know they do this. You didn't know they put like student fucking movies on here, or so that was crazy.
Well, Blake is on there, so
that's true. Fuck.
Wow. That for those of you who do watch both of these films, I would lie to you and say I apologize, but I don't. Why don't I apologize? Because we sat through them. That's one. And two, again, it's one of those things to where I feel like a lot of us horror fans need to see more of the bad stuff, the stuff that's really, really shitty, the fucking grungy, grimy shit like this, and worse even, like Blood Lake. And possibly worse. I don't believe it yet, but whatever. But the reason why I say that is because I think it makes us appreciate those films where it's like, okay, this film was okay. It makes you appreciate those type of films more. I don't even want to see it make you appreciate the classics more, because that's obvious and the ones that you actually love. But it makes you appreciate those ones where it's like kind of in the middle, to where it's like almost like a guilty pleasure film. Maybe a little less than a guilty pleasure one though, but almost like that. Because my guilty pleasure films is what's the one where all the accidents and crazy shit happens?
Final Destination.
Final Destination. That's one of my like guilty pleasures, is watching that. Why? I like the cheesy, corny little kills. They have cool kills in it, and a little story that goes with it. It's fun, but I just watch it for the cool kills, especially the 3D one. I know a lot of people don't like Part 3, the 3D one, but I fucking loved it because you just see the shit fine.
I believe they're making a remake, but you're right. After watching that movie, you can't help it. When I don't know, does anybody else do it? When you're driving on a highway and you see a log truck, that's the first movie that pops in your head, right?
Fuck over.
It's like infectious. It's like one of those things. You're like, oh shit, what the fuck?
You're like, sorry, man.
That log, you just pictured the log coming through your windshield. You're like, hey, move the lane over. Get the fuck.
You know what though? That right there. I mean, again, I know people feel what they feel about those movies, but that right there shows you how like important that scene was in a film, to make so many fucking people that seen that film, mainly horror fans, that seen that fucking film, like, okay, so this guy's going straight, and even though he's 22 cars ahead of everybody, I'm still gonna move over here behind these 22 cars because I don't want to be like, nobody wants to be behind that shit. Nobody.
True.
That's what they did right in that movie. They took every normal, you wouldn't think about scenario of killing somebody, and just then, the tetanus thing, like the fucking thing, he just got stabbed with a fucking rusty something in the closet or something like that. It's like, no matter what, death is going to get you. It just showed you the littlest thing, and one of them, someone's going to catch their eye, like as a fear, like, oh fuck, I knew it. I got to jump over these cracks. So it don't break my mama's back type fucking game.
It was,
it's one of those movies.
Don't get me wrong, they get silly, but
they get silly because you know why? They're making too many. Then now they're thinking out of the box. Like, what can we think of? What's the next cool kill that's kind of normal everyday life?
Well, you kind of run out of shit eventually. You just run out of shit.
Exactly. But now they're remaking it. Like, what are you gonna do?
What are we watching again for Thursday?
It's The Occupant.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Occupant. Sounds interesting.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I fucking hope so, but I have low hopes for it. I don't have high apple pie in the sky hopes. I have low hopes. And I think it's just because of this film that I just watched, it kind of fucking hurt my feelings.
I think that films like this, like you guys are saying, though, in a way, it's good to watch them, and especially if you are a filmmaker or you want to get into filmmaking, it's good to just kind of what's the word I'm looking for? It's good to watch those movies just to try and get an idea of like how to put a movie together, because you would kind of watch that and you would think about things that you would do differently, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like if you're analyzing something, like if you're a student in film school, say, and you're watching one of these films, you would really get to really pick it apart and analyze it, and then know what to do differently for a project that you're about to do, if that makes sense. So you're kind of learning from mistakes of others.
No, it definitely, like, even the teacher, like when they'll say, they can pause it and go, so Rebecca, how would you make this scene? What do you think about the scene? Is it any change? How can you make it better? Like a fucking, like a PowerPoint.
Yeah. Right.
And it's I don't know. It's interesting. But I was looking for it high, like, found footage. I was like, I hope it's really fucking good. But no, it fell through.
I have excuse me, John, I haven't watched Jason Rising yet. I do plan to.
I haven't either.
Probably going to throw together like a Friday the 13th fan film wheel and then just spin the wheel.
Oh, we could do that. They'll make us watch it.
And then
it's on YouTube, right? It just got released.
Yeah.
It just came out.
I think it just came out Friday, because there's a lot of those films. So I think I might work on that maybe before vacation, maybe after vacation. We'll see. And
they do it right. They know how to do a remake because they're a fan that they know what they want in a fucking, like, Friday.
I wouldn't even necessarily call it a remake though, because it's like their own take on.
No, it is on their own. I'm talking about, like, if you wanted to remake it or add another one, part 10, they need to go to these 13. Fans.
I see what you're saying. And
fucking get the ideas from them, because they doing a good ass job. These fan films.
I agree.
Like, I'm shocked, like, how these things are going.
I agree. They do a fucking amazing job with them. Like, not even a good one, a fucking amazing fucking job, because it's, I don't even know.
Yeah.
It's just like, holy fuck, how the fuck did you guys do that? And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I do love watching the fan films, because again, it gives you that other fucking interesting take on things. It's like, holy shit, they went there with that. Holy shit, oh my gosh. Holy fuck. Like, wow, they really,
because they're diehard fans, there's all that passion that's put into it as well, and it kind of shows a lot of the time. So yeah,
you definitely did.
I'm forever going to compare everything to Blood Lake now.
Join the club.
Yeah.
We can't help it. You do it.
It's hard not to. Like, when you see something that's kind of bad, you're just like, okay, it was bad, but it wasn't
Blood Lake bad.
Yeah.
But you know what? That movie wasn't, you know what? I'm not that mad anymore. I'm not that upset with myself anymore, because nice. Yeah, I had him on the podcast a while ago. I forgot which episode, but he was a real nice guy. But fuck, what was I saying? Yeah, it's funny because, like, with a film this bad, it's like, all right, man, why the fuck am I doing this shit? I'm doing this shit for free, and I'm watching this bullshit. But at the same time, it's like, yo, this is so fucking fun and funny, because, again, my goal now is to get these type of films to be those films that are talked about so much because they're so bad. Because it's not those films where it's like, yo, you have to see such and such because it's such a fucking well done movie. It's like, yo, you need to check this fucking garbage out, man. Like, I watched it twice because of my podcast. You need to watch it at least one time, just be fucking cuz, and tell me what you think. Because you said you seen some bad shit. Check this out. And people are just like, oh my gosh, like, why the fuck? Why? Some people might question your friendship. That's fine. That's how you get your friendship. The good ones stick around. It's like, listen, man, I know he makes bad decisions in life, but, I still love him. He's still a good guy. That's what Blood Lake is.
Sometimes you come across James, though. Yeah. Go on, James.
The Devil's Familiar, real quick. I'm going to say this. For found footage, I think this is the worst one I've ever seen. Out of those type of movies. Found footage movies.
I'm not sure.
Just because I was so bored. I'm trying to picture all the ones I watched. And I can't think of one that's worse than this. I could have watched something. I just can't remember all of them. But as of right now, what's in my head, I'm going to say I did not like this one.
I can agree with that.
Like, yeah, I got to go with that.
I can't remember a lot of the found footage films that I had seen. But because I remember at some point, like I was watching, it was back when it was the new thing, and then it was just a shit ton of them coming out, and then I was just so fucking over it that whenever one of these films were on in the background somewhere, or I was at a friend's house, I just zoned out, man, because I was just sick of watching them.
See, I wasn't into them really either until recently. Like, I seen some good ones, like the Bigfoot one. Thought that was cool. I forgot the name of the fucking movie though. But of course, like one of the originals, Blair Witch. I didn't like it as much as everybody else did. Like Aaron thought it was a 10 because I wasn't really into found footage movies at the time. And here's the main reason I was pissed off because they said it was based on a true story. And I was one of those people who were going with it. I was like, "Yo, that's dope."
Yeah.
And I was disappointed. So I believe I gave the movie a 6 or a 7. And Aaron's looking at me. I remember that episode because that's the episode where he was singing 10 every 2 seconds. It was just like 10, like every 2 seconds through the whole podcast.
Listen,
I understand. I get it, but
in my defense, I accidentally smoked before the episode. I accidentally smoked on purpose, so therefore, I shouldn't be held responsible for that.
He fell on it.
Yeah.
That sounds worse. I didn't fall on anything. It just but I'd be embarrassed if I made either one of these films, and I'm sure I can't do much better because I've never tried. But it's just at the same time, I can't argue with the logic of putting everything out because I do believe you should put everything out that you created, of course, just for the simple fact of, listen, this is where I started, and this is where, because say you're somebody who takes it serious and you get better and better and better, because if you take it serious, you're really going to get better and better and better, and you take it serious, you get better and better and better and better and better, and then it's to the points where it's like, holy shit, like I'm a really good film creator now. I'm fucking amazing. I started out with this, and guess what? This little journey that I put out for everybody else is kind of like a fucking trail of, don't give up. You could be successful as well. Just fucking, if you really love this craft, keep doing it. So yeah.
Yep. Exactly.
That's
you can actually see how well you've improved in your own stuff. And if you wanted to, if you had, let's just say you started out with Blood Lake and then you got 10 years worth of films that you've been putting out since then. So let's just say, for example, in that 10 years, you put out 5 other films, and you get to the last one, you compare it to Blood Lake, and you can even see holy fuck, I had no idea what I was doing at the time, but I do now. But then you could actually take your original idea of Blood Lake, rewrite it, revamp it, and then release it into something better. You know what I mean?
Good.
Maybe. You're giving it a lot of credit.
You know what I mean? So it's all I remember when I first did this, and I wasn't as experienced, and I wanted to do this thing, but it didn't come out right. But now that I have all this more experience and the know-how, I can just totally rewrite it and re-release it as something else.
It came out fucking shitty. It was garbage. I shouldn't have did this bullshit. Fuck. Let me try again.
I'd probably, if it was me, I'd show it to people. I'd be like, look, this fucking train wreck that I made when I was first starting out, Yeah,
you have to. You're proud that you got
show it to people, and then especially say if you did get to that point to where you were really you took it really serious and you got really good at it, I would show it to people, and then when you're teaching seminars and classes, I would show it to them too.
Yeah, I'd be all this is where I started. So if I can go from that to this, anyone can,
because you're already better at doing. You know what I mean? At the basics of doing what I did in this film, you're already way better than that. And a lot of it is because it's easier to access now. You know what I mean? As far as using your fucking cell phone.
Yeah.
Using your cell phone would be good. And then just kind of goofing off with your friends, writing little scripts, and just practicing every single fucking day. That's, I mean, yes, it's easier said than done, but it's not impossible if you really, really, really want to do it. I'm not saying you'll be a big star, but I will say this: if you do horror shorts and horror stuff, you will be known in the horror community, which is fucking great, which is fucking dope.
And you
I'm
can only get better if you keep at it.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm a little known in the
Anything.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, go on.
No. I'm good. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but like anything though, with any type of practice at all, you'd with anything, the more you do it, you're
the better you're gonna eventually get.
So even though both of these films I, wasn't really a fan of, I'm still happy that people put them out for that reason, because at least you're doing something. Really, what it all boils down to.
Yeah,
a lot of people want to do it, but they just don't. And I'd rather people put something out that they may not be happy with now, or may not be happy with in the future, but at least they're doing something.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So,
exactly. My thoughts are honestly 100% the same. It's like, yes, I thought the movie sucked. I thought it was one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. And I think Blood Lake, I know Blood Lake is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life, but you still did it. You still tried. You still succeeded. Don't let my negative comments make you not want to do another film. Use it as motivation, because I really do mean it as motivation. I don't mean it as disrespect. All the shit I talk, it's fun. But I don't mean it as like giving up on your dream, even if I say that. It's more of like, just try harder. Like really sit down and really try your best. Don't just throw anything out there. Try your best and show that passion in it, and that alone will make it a better film. Try your best. Take your time with it. Start out with shorts. Start out with like 5-minute shorts, 3-minute shorts, and boom. Look at that.
Oh, there you go, John.
Shorts are where it's at, because they're short and sweet, and you can also go on YouTube, right? And there are so many videos that'll help you out with like composition, framing, and lighting, and sound, and
tutorials.
Just to like, if you wanted to make a film and make it look like you have a bigger budget when you have no budget, there are all kinds of tips and tricks on stuff that you can do, and there's YouTube videos that tell you how to do all of it, right?
Yeah,
that's true.
Even writing exercises and acting exercises and you name it, it's all on YouTube. YouTube is your friend if you're making films and you need help with anything. So,
no, that's great. That's fucking great, and it's just so. Back with the whole YouTube thing, though, what I was going to say is you can also put your short onto YouTube for people to watch, review, whatever the case may be.
That's right.
And I mean, what I am going to say, John, I'm talking to you right now, and any other person who does horror shorts, if they're 20 minutes or less, and with your okay, by posting it, which by your okay, meaning obviously you can email it to me, but we'd rather you put it on the So Good It's Scary Facebook page. Post it on there, and that's you giving us the okay. So Good It's Scary Facebook page, giving us the okay to do a live watch and review, meaning I'll share my screen, share the sound, play the movie, and I'll have us backstage so there's no like echoing and all that shit. And then right after, we're going to review it, and then we're going to jump into the film, and we're going to be reviewing like the full-length film we're reviewing. So yeah, that's going to be a fun one.
Lighting is important. It really does change just the quality of all your shots.
The mood.
The
mood, even, because the lighting can be too light and take away the mood of whatever. It can take away the mood of like fear. It can take away the mood of lust. It can take away, and then all this other shit. Comfort.
There's different types of lighting as well for certain characters. When I was in film school, I had to do this whole exercise to do 4 different lighting techniques based on 4 different emotions
Oh,
It was pretty interesting, and I had my
awesome.
my youngest daughter as my little model, doing everything, and I took those pictures. I'll send them to you on Facebook, and I'll be able to show you what's all about.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
It was pretty fun, and yeah, there's a lot to films. Look, I'm messing around with shorts, but it's only because I know that shorts are a lot easier to get, start to finish, get them out there, especially when you have little to no budget. But like a full length, there's so much to it, man. Like there's a lot. There's and it's not like an overwhelming amount of stuff, but there's a lot of stuff that, especially if you're doing something on your own, kind of, there's a lot of things going on in just one scene alone. And that's just during production. Like post-production, there's so much more stuff going on with like video editing and sound editing, and if you're using After Effects and stuff like that. But just when you're shooting, there's a lot more than a lot of people would assume, I guess, if you didn't know what you were doing. Lighting and sound, the sound is very, very, very important as well.
Oh, fuck yeah. Yeah. You have to take it serious. And I mean, I get it when you're new at things and you're just trying it out. I understand it 100%. I still say throw it on out there. Yes, it's going to get criticized. It's going to get shit on. But it's going to make you have to have that thick skin, that tough skin. Because I'm sure there's people that have seen this podcast that can't fucking stand there saying they see my face or hear my voice. But fuck it. I don't care because I still love it.
Well, that's the thing. Put it out there anyway and just constructive criticism, man. Just what if people saying I didn't like this, I didn't like that, I didn't like this. And you go, cool. These are the things I need to work on then.
Yeah.
With me, I try that with, but like to me, it's just everything. You need to just do everything. Everything was wrong with this film. There's no like little. It's everything. The fucking lake drying up at the end made no fucking sense. Like it just changed everything.
But it's still. I'm glad that they put it out. It was basically someone that just they didn't know. They didn't really know anything about making a film, but they did it anyway.
Which at the same time, though, it's something that like I was that kid that carried the video camera around, like if we're walking around the woods or fucking wrestling and shit, we'd have the video camera set up and all this other shit. And I never thought, and now I wish I did, especially nowadays, because it's something I would definitely put out, making a horror, try to make a cheesy horror film as like a kid or a teenager. I wish I did just to put it out. Like I would release it now. Like it would be like, yo, I figured this shit out, how to get it online. It's going to be on YouTube. Boom. Here's my short films that I did at fucking 15, 16, 17, shit like that.
Yeah.
I think even younger ages, between the ages of like 10 and 15 would be funnier because you're going through puberty, you're going through all these other changes. And it wouldn't be as weird watching it because it would be yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so oh my goodness. I just wish, man. I wish. So people, if your children are in the horror and they like recording, make a short horror film with them. Seriously. And then let them put it out 15 years later, 20 years later, when they're older, when they're an adult, and they could see it. Don't just put it out to show their girlfriends or the boyfriend to embarrass them when when they're at that certain kind of weird, awkward teenage stage. Put it out there.
My youngest daughter was in a horror short, actually.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's on YouTube as well. I'll send you the link. Sure, and you can check it out.
Nice. Maybe we can connect with people and see if they'll let us review it if it's, again, 20 minutes or shorter on a live episode.
Yeah, I wasn't the only person involved with that one, though. So I'll run it by, the other guys that I worked on it with and see if it's cool with them. Put it on, and I'd send it.
Cool.
Hell yeah.
I'll let them know. And,
Hell fucking
yeah, it was the first horror short I did with them, actually.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Came out pretty good considering, right?
Hey.
I'm fucking happy with it. So, yeah.
You guys want to give a final rating before we wrap this up and then go hop over and do the Occupant trailer real quick?
I'm just going to keep it as a 2.
Yeah,
I went up from a 1, 2. That's it.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with the 2.
I have nothing else to say about it.
But keep at it, work on
Everything.
well. Try to. I'd just say keep doing what you're doing, but try to work on editing because that intro was really jarring. And they were cutting stuff. And then they mixed their sound before they edited their videos, so the sound was off here and there. You know what I mean?
And pick a lane, pick a story.
Yeah, pick a lane.
Don't fucking go off the rails here.
Here's another thing too, though, with those movies that try to tell. Which I'll say this, and then I'll get my final rating, and then we can wrap up. But when they tell those like 3, 4, 5, 6 stories, save those for sequels, save those for anthologies, save those for something else because they're not bad stories. It's just that you're, a theory, something because you're throwing it all together and you're throwing it too much. This movie right here behind me could have been pretty decent if they told one story and made it a horror short. Let's say a half hour tops. A half hour tops. They could have and then cut the other half hour off, or 29 minutes technically. Cut the last 29 minutes off and just tell that story they were really trying to tell in that half hour. I think they would have did a better job because they wouldn't have tried to. Because I felt like a lot of this film was gap filler. It was a lot of gap filler. That's why it was like a lot of repetitive shit.
Yeah.
And then they had the little scenes here and there, versus just have the little because those gap fillers, you cut those down to like maybe a minute a piece or 30 seconds to a minute a piece. That can go in the half hour. You know what I mean? And the good from this, you put all the good from this that you can find, and you scrape that and put it in, and then you have a decent movie. You really do. You have a fun film, maybe even a funny-ish film where you put the little jokes that they had in here throughout the, you know what I mean? But it's condensed into that half hour instead of spread out on an hour.
Yeah, well, and then with the different storylines too, you can revisit those as different short films, but they all take place
in these woods.
So you almost got your Stephen King doing Bangor, Maine. So it all takes place in that one area, right? But it's all different shit.
Here we go. We fixed this. Make it an episodic thing, right? So it starts off with these 5 or 6 friends or whatever. Each friend takes their own little path. So each friend's going to have one episode for the season. So say there's 6 people, there's 6 episodes, maybe 7 episodes, and it'll kind of wrap it all up. But you'll see how they all, what path they take, and maybe they meet at a crossroads or something, and then the 7th episode will be how they all die off or whatever happens type of deal.
There's so many ways you can go about doing it, right? Yeah.
So. Keep them short. Keep it short. Keep it like a half hour, 20 minutes to a half hour, and you got something there. And then just kind of chop it up. Boom. And people will watch that, something like that. They'll watch the short from like the first story to the 5th or 6th story if it's kind of together.
Because it'll have that steady pace, right? Instead of slowing down.
Yeah, and it'll only be 3 hours of your time. That's not terrible. I mean, you could do it an hour and a half, you know what I mean? You can pause it whenever you want to. That's another good thing about the shorts is that you can pause it whenever you want. And between the stories, it's like kind of like a book. It's kind of like a book, but a visual book with audio and all that shit. With the short stories and each chapter of the shorts, if you're doing multiple things, is just a new chapter in the book. And you're just watching it or reading it in that half hour or whatever. And
like a season of a series.
Yeah. And it's one of those things to where when you see those shorts, especially I'll say, and those episodes, well, I guess you can throw movies in there to where you want them to be able to tell a story and build throughout those episodes, kind of like how you want the same thing through a movie. And I feel like where you have the advantage, I could be wrong. I don't know anything about filming. So take it with a grain of salt, I guess. If you get upset with it, fuck it. Anyway, I feel like it'd be easier to do a half hour short, which of course that makes more sense, obviously, than it is to do a film. Because if you do a half hour short, like say you're like, okay, I have these 12 episodes or whatever, so it's like 6 hours. I have these 12 episodes. Let's just say 3 hours, so 6 episodes. I have these 6 episodes. I have 3 hours that, I have this movie idea, and someone's like, you know what? Why don't you break this up into just 6 different stories? Have them connect one way or another at the end, beginning, middle, end, throw little signs in there, but take put them out as shorts. Put this half hour out, then a week or two later, put this one. Like build up, watch it, start it with a dope build up with a great trailer that shows it's in tiny pieces from each season or each episode, however you do it, but so small to the fact where it's not going to give anything away, but also so important of the fact, I guess you could say, I can't think of another word, that to where you just kind of see it in the background somewhere, even if it's just like a little symbol you see on a tree, and then that tree, then something big happens in that scene. So anytime you see those symbols, something big happens. It's a different symbol and something crazy happens, but you don't get to see what happens. You just see the symbol. No blood splatter, no screaming, no nothing. You just see the symbol, like a close-up shot of the symbol. And you know, it's like boom, something like that. That's all you see. They could have did that with this film, and they didn't. They did. I don't know what they did. They did too much and not enough. They didn't tell enough of the story, but they tried to tell too many stories. So I'm leaving it at a -5. Watch at your own risk. I'll never tell you not to watch a film. This film is not better. Is not worse than Blood Lake. So you guys can't try to throw this film at us. This isn't going to work.
No.
Watch Blood Lake. If you really want to enter this challenge with me, people, with us, watch Blood Lake. Sean was very, very confident up until he watched Blood Lake.
It was fucking.
He's right here.
It was bad.
See?
Yeah.
I mean, even like the poster's not even that bad looking. It looks like one of those old like slasher films from like the 80s, you know? Which kind of gives you that little glimmer of hope. And,
there's no hope.
There's no fucking. There's no.
No, it was fucking. Oh man, it was it was the worst thing I've ever seen in life. And I've seen some bad movies. I've seen some terrible fucking films, and none of them can take cake from Blood Lake. Yes, I learned.
I think I can honestly say it's the worst movie I've ever seen.
Oh, that makes me feel some goodness. I love hearing that though. Like as bad as that sounds, I love hearing that. And again, my goal, I'm going to keep repeating this. I'm going to try to remember to say this on every episode. I want Blood Lake to be one of those films to where people bring it up in conversation, like, "Yo, have you ever seen this before?"
So it actually becomes like infamous.
Yes.
For how bad it is. That's what we need to do with this film. That's how bad it is. And if there's ever a film that's worse than this, let's do the same thing.
Yep.
Let's do the same thing. Why not? Kind of makes it more fun. So we're not just shitting on these films. We're kind of like, yo, check them out. Get their views up. Blood Lake is on Tubi. Actually, this movie is on Tubi too as well.
Yeah. Yep.
So go check them both out.
Hopefully the Occupant's better.
Oh, yeah. We'll find out.
Occupant is Netflix. Usually Netflix
is decent.
Have something with budget at least.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
You know,
we'll see. We'll see, though.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
But let me put these graphics. So I'll start out with some sturdy merch. Got the shirts, got the mugs.
Really cool mug too, actually.
Black and pink on right now, which I'm fucking digging. I think this would also be dope if it was dark blue and pink. It almost looks dark blue on camera. But it's black and pink. And the pink, I love how the pink really fucking pops. Like you really fucking see the pink in the shirt.
Yeah.
Really makes you stand out. I'm one of those people that like to stand out at times, and if you want to stand out like they're sturdy, get yourself a black and pink shirt. After I come back from vacations, when I'll start taking orders, and but you gotta be like sturdy, get a black and pink one. You know what's funny though, which I'll wear it on Thursday's episode, is my wife wasn't paying attention when she made the shirt the first shirt, and it was like the logo was flipped around backwards, so she was I think she mirrored it twice. I think the printer automatically mirrors it, and then her Cricut machine, she mirrored it again on mistake or something. I forgot, but either way, I thought it was still dope. And it's like one of those things where it's like, oh shit, like if I did like a random giveaway and somebody won that shirt, like boom, maybe I'll send you something cool, or maybe something cool will be in with that shirt. I don't know, but something like that would be cool.
It's maybe a rare shirt.
Yeah. I don't know what I'd put in that. Maybe that'd be something. I put the shirt in there and then a couple other cool things with it, and that'd be like the thing that somebody wins once in a great while. And it'd be like a random shirt, or those shirts that I told you guys before would be like the ones that I drop every so often and only drop for a limited time, let's say for a month or two. once shit start really moving, of course. Shit like that.
Yeah.
Shit like that. But
yeah, I was hoping to win one by showing you a worse movie than Blood Lake.
The Legend of Blood Lake lives on.
But I'm just gonna have to buy one now.
Yeah. But again, people, go check out So Good It's Scary. Again, if you have horror short films that are about 20 minutes or less, I'll even bump it up to a half hour if we did like an episode of 2 of these horror shorts. So a half hour or less, an hour for both films. If you post it on the So Good It's Scary, you are agreeing to, this is a verbal contract, whatever, but you're agreeing that when you post it on So Good It's Scary, that we can show it on here live and play the full film, and then of course review it right after. So if you want us to do that, So Good It's Scary. Post it right there on Facebook. Also go follow it on Instagram. Then you have Worst Damn Gamer Ever on Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. Go check him out. Again, that's on Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. And it's Worst Damn Gamer Ever. Then, of course, Ramblings of a Madman. Now, Sean, you were saying you guys are kind of
we're still
busy.
under a bit of a hiatus, but like we're definitely coming back. It's just a bit of a hiatus for now. But you'll see us again soon enough.
Say that you'll see them again, people, which I can't wait to fucking see them again, nor can I wait to be a fucking guest when they come back.
Oh, for sure, man. Absolutely.
They have a good fucking
Both
time
you
on
guys
that.
have to come on.
You guys gotta check them out.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
And then, of course, people, you have the live shows of Horror Research 30 on Tuesdays and Thursdays, every Tuesday and Thursday at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. You have the live show of Popcorn and Pints Saturday nights, 9 o'clock Eastern Time. Every Saturday, of course, like I told you guys earlier, this will be the last Tuesday for 2 weeks. Of course, this coming Saturday will be the last Saturday, and this coming Thursday will be the last Thursday for 2 weeks on vacation. But again, watch all the other content that's already out there. Just fill up with that, and also check out Stories from a Bar on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, also everywhere you can listen to podcasts, Spotify, Podbean, Apple, all that good shit. Check it out. Deep Focus Cinema, you're gonna get a really good deep dive on fucking. You listen to Deep Focus Cinema, you watch it on Facebook and YouTube, you're gonna get a deep dive on these films that you never thought you would get. You're gonna get one of those fucking things where you're gonna be like, holy shit, I need to fucking check this film out type of deal. Not saying you won't on any of the other shows, but I'm just saying like this one will be like that one that'll really, really make you think.
Nice.
A lot less dick and fart jokes, unlike Horror Research 30. You already but thank you guys for tuning in. Try not to get peed on by anybody unless you're into that kind of stuff.
I'm in the bushes. And the beast is here.
This movie was fucking terrible. It could have been good, but they dropped the ball. So with that being said, people, thank you guys for watching. We're out, and as always, I'll see you in your nightmares.